In this video, we're playing Backgammon versus the Bot with Alex Thorpe. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Please let me know what you think in the comments below, what you'd like to see in future videos, so I can work on that. My book, Backgammon, Backgame Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. And if you're interested in lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is in the description. And in this video, it's my pleasure to have the first time we have a younger player, a 10-year-old, Alex Thorpe. Welcome, and thank you for joining me.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
My pleasure. It's a pleasure to have some younger players. I like to get some younger players involved in the game. And where are you joining us from tonight?
So I'm here from Turkey, from Ankara, our kind of holiday home.
Very good. And where do you live when you're not on holiday?
So I live in England, Winchester. So an hour on a train to London.
Very good. And how old are you now?
I'm 10. I'm 10.
And you're in the sixth grade, is that correct? Sixth year?
Yes, year 6, yes.
Very good. How long have you been playing backgammon?
So for about 2 years now, I think.
What do you like about it?
I just like, it's not about skill, but it's about luck, and you have to sometimes really think about what to do and the comparison between two moves.
Yeah, that's great. It is a lot of fun. I remember I used to play when I was your age, and it was just a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a new shirt you wanted to show us.
Yes, so I've got my favorite avatar, Alzon the Raccoon, and I've got the Red Dwarf board from Backgammon Galaxy.
That's fun. Do you ever play on Backgammon Galaxy?
Sometimes, but now not often. But I should start.
That's good. And I know you play on the USBGF Backgammon Club for Kids. Is that right?
Yes, I do.
And you're doing pretty well in that, I understand.
Yes. So currently I'm on the top of the leaderboard.
That's great.
This season.
Great. Congratulations. Okay, so it's a pleasure to have you. Thank you for coming. And we're going to play a 1-point match in this one against XG. And the most important things are to have fun and to learn. So we'll have you decide on your moves, and you can consult with me. You can ask me if you have any questions, and just say why you want to move things. And then afterwards, we'll analyze it. And if we have time, if it's a short match, maybe we'll play another one. Okay? So I'll go ahead and share this. All right. Are you able to see the screen now?
Yeah.
Okay.
All good.
Very good. So let me get this set up. Okay. So you were playing the black checkers at the bottom against XG playing the red checkers at the top. And this is a beautiful Gammoner board made by Rain. He makes these skins, and they're really beautiful. I'll put a link in the description to where you can get them. And then we'll go ahead and start. There's not going to be any doubling because it's a 1-point match. So I'll go ahead and roll. In this one, red opened with a 5-3, making the 3-point. So now it's your roll. So now 6-1.
I'd make the bar point, blocking 6s.
Very good. All right, so this one with the 4-1, you see what he did? He brought 2 of them up. A lot of people would split and then bring one down. Have you ever seen this?
Yeah.
I think
no, but I'm a bit interested about the 24 to 23 because it kind of makes it harder for you to get out than from the 24 point, in my opinion.
Yes, that is correct, and this is a pretty advanced play. But given that you're interested in it, it's actually good. one of the things it does is it freezes the 8 point. So you see how black has 2 checkers on the 8 point. If black is going to make a point with like 4-2 or 5-3, it's going to break the 8 point and he'll have double coverage for that. So when these points are stripped, this becomes a little bit more valuable. Anyway, let's continue. Now double 3. That was a good roll. How would you like to play this?
8-5-2, 6-3-2. Making 2 points.
Very good. So now 4-1. All right, so now what would you like to roll next?
What would I like to roll next? I think double 4 would be good, like getting freedom with the back checkers by going 24 to 16-2.
Right. Because you're ahead in the race and you want to kind of get out. Very good.
Yeah.
So let's see. 5-4. It was close.
So I'm going to make the 2 points, 7-2, 6-2.
Yep. Very good. 3-1. So it comes in. Now you're a big favorite. Now 4-1.
I think I'm gonna do 13-9, 7-6. So this is because I don't want red to hit me with 6s. That would be that would be bad for me. And I think it just gives more builders for the 4 point.
Yeah, very good. You're up in the race. You want to race. You don't want to have a third checker sent back. Okay, 4-2. So we made that point. Now 6-3.
6-3, 24 to 15, please.
Yes, sir. Very good. 4-2 comes in. And now 5-1. Okay, so now you have options.
I think I do 9-4, 24 to 23, just making it a bit easier for me to come out with the back checker.
Good. What are the other options that you would be thinking about?
Maybe 9-4, 4-3. I think that would also be another decision. And I think that's probably the only other one I would consider apart from 9-4, 15 to 14.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, I think I would agree with that. I don't think you want to lift here, but one of these is good. You just kind of want to see how your other rolls play afterwards. So we'll look at that afterwards to see what happens. All right, so we got hit. 6-2. Okay, so the 2 is forced.
The 6 isn't so good. I think I'd just do 15 to 9.
Yeah, not creating another blot. 5-4. Okay, we're hit. Now 2-1.
I do bar to 23, 6-5, just not leave any shots, unnecessary shots.
Yep, and that's good because if red makes the bar point, our 18 point, we'll have 6s to come out. Okay, we didn't. 4-1. It's a 5, but you can't move this checker.
Just 13 to 8, I think, would be best.
Yep. Okay, now 5-1. So now we have 1s to hit and 6s and 3s to come out. 6-2.
So I can't hit. So I guess the only other option is running. So that kind of singles it down to 23 to 15.
Yes. The other thing you could do is play 23 to 17 and then play the 2 here. lifting a blot. The advantage of that is there's only one blot, and these two are connected with a direct 6. However, I don't think it's, I would agree with you. I don't think it's worth leaving a double shot there. Okay. Now 3-1. Okay, hit. Now double 1.
So I do barter 23, first 2. Then the other 2, I think I just do 13 to 11.
Trying
Just,
to have outfield coverage, right?
yeah.
Very good.
More builders for the 7 point as well.
Right. So that's something you noticed really well. This is what's called a prime versus prime game, where each player has a prime and checkers on behind. So you're trying to fill in your prime. Very good. 6-2, he came out. So now there are 2 checkers that you can hit with 4s and 2s. Double 1. Okay.
So definitely 11 to 9 with 2. I think I do. I switch 2 to 1 2. So it just gives us more time for us to escape those back checkers.
Very good. All right, 5-2, and now 4-3.
I think I do 23 to 20. And then the 4. I guess the only other 4 you can do is 13 to 9. And that's not too bad.
Yeah. Very good. You're really understanding your priorities here, because you have these 3 back checkers stuck. You need to get them moving. So with the 3, that's the important thing, which you mentioned it immediately. Good. Double 5, he danced. Okay, now is our opportunity. 3-1.
So with the 3, I'd step up 23 to 20, giving us a more advanced anchor and more rolls to escape, I think, I presume. And then I do 9 to 8, stopping the 2-6, which would hit if we did something else, maybe.
I don't think I heard the first thing you said for the 1.
So for the 1, I do 9 to 8.
Yeah.
To stop the 2-6.
Right. Good.
Coming out.
Some people move things, or some people would go like this, or something else, but that just it's not even only the 2-6, because here it's only a 5-4 that would hit this blot. If you play, if you somehow were able to just leave the position here, now it's not only 6-2 that hits, but 6-4 and double 4 hits. So that's 5 numbers. The other way, it's only 2 numbers. And if you play like this, you have 4-3, 5-2, and 5-4, 6 numbers. Do you ever think about these things when you're playing?
Yes, I do sometimes.
That's good. It'll
but
help.
Mainly, I just have it in my brain.
Yeah, it helps you improve when you think about these things. Okay, so now 3-1 danced. Okay, now 4-1.
4-1, definitely make the 4 point, giving us more better prime and more efficient.
Very good. 4-3 dance, and now 3-2.
So So 23 to 20, fully making the red's golden point, and then the 2. I don't think you do 8 to 6 here, because if you do that, then you only really have 4s to hit, and not many things can like make the 2 points. I don't think anything can make the 2 point here or something. So I would do 9 to 7, as it gives more builders for the 2 point.
Okay, we'll look at this afterwards. See. 6-5. Okay, 3-1.
So 20 to 17, I think, is a must. And there's not really anything else apart from 8 to 7 or 7 to 6. So I don't think 8 to 7 is right here, because although it does give you a 5 prime, the only thing that you can really do is like stop 2-5 or something. Whereas if you do 7 to 6, yes, you do get hit with 2-6, but if it dances, then you can possibly hit and make a closeout.
Okay, so you want to play 7-6.
Yes.
Okay. We'll take a look afterwards. We'll see all the plays afterwards. All right,
Yeah.
6-4, and now 5-4.
So as I said before, you want to hit. So 17 to 12, 6 to 2 is my move.
Okay. 6-1, dance. 5-3.
So there's not much you can do here, right? Apart from just doing 20 to 17 and 20 to 17, 20 to 15. The reason that would be my move is because it just takes the weight off your shoulders of having to clear the 20 points later in the long term. So this would be my play.
Okay. 3-1. All right. Now 4-1.
With the 4, I do 12 to 8, because the 12 point to the blot on the 12 point isn't really doing much, and it just gives. I mean, I think it helps with the 2 point, and then the 1 you just have to do 15 to 14, I think.
Okay. It's always good to look at all the options. So if you want to see how some of the other ones play, we can take a look at it, unless you're comfortable with this one.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with 12 to 8, 15 to 14.
Okay. Got hit. So now 5-3. The 5 is, of course, forced, and the 3.
So the 3, I do 20 to 17, just coming out with that checker.
Yes.
Is generally a good idea.
Yes. Okay. Now 3-2. Okay, came in. All right. Now 4-2.
I think you should clear the 17 point, because it's just like another point that you have to clear later, and it's always good to do that as quick as possible.
Yes. And how many times, if you do that, how often is red going to hit you?
So 5-6 is the 5-6 is the only roll, so
Correct.
2 rolls out of 36.
Very good. Very good. Okay, so double 3. And now 3-2.
With the 3-2, I do 13-8 because say he comes out with a 5, you don't have to break your 8 point to hit next time.
Good. The other option, if you consider it, is something like this, because what this does is it does pay off to the immediate 6-5, but it blocks the double 5. So right now you're up by 19 pips in the race. So if he rolls a double 5, that's 20 pips, and he'll be able to get good racing chances by going all the way back to his midpoint. But this would block that and give him a lot harder. But I think this is good. So we'll see what happens. 6-1, and now 2-1.
I think I'd make the 13 point, giving the 6-1 for making the 7.
Okay. 3-1. Now 6-5. So now the 6 is forced.
So I just do 2 down with both, I guess. But I guess that's kind of the only option apart from 8-3, which is kind of pointless. Like it's just kind of burying a checker,
Right.
and you generally don't want to do that. So I just 2 down.
Very good. So we got missed. Now 4-3.
So just play safer. I do 7-3, 8-5.
Yeah. 2-1. Okay. Now 4-2.
So I do 8-4 with the 4. The other 4 is 5-1, but that buries a checker, so we don't want to do that. And I think I do 5-3.
Yeah. 6-1. Doesn't have a 6. Now 5-2.
5-2. I just clear, even though it does give clear from the 8.
Yes.
Because even if it does leave some awkward rolls next time.
Right. Okay. So 5-3, and now 3-2.
So I do 6-4, 3 off. I think because
Okay.
I think it's
6-3.
basically just be a bit weird.
Right. Okay. So now 6-5. So pretty straightforward, right?
Just clear 6 point.
Okay. 6-2. So now it's a race. So the 6 is off, and the 2.
I do 4-2.
Okay,
So if
good.
you do all the 2 next time, you don't have to move
Very good.
to 2 next
You can
time.
bear it off, right? 5-3.
So, yeah, just 2 off.
2 off.
Yeah, 2
Yep.
off. 2 off.
Go. Design. All right. So very good. Now we'll look at it starting from the beginning. And the most important thing is to learn from any possible mistakes. So we'll take a look here. So we'll go through it one by one. And I have all the XG here. So with the 6-1, yes, that was pretty clear. I'll go through the moves. If you have any questions, you can kind of stop me. But this one was the interesting one. These ones were close, right? Yeah, you see that splitting play was close, but that's slightly better. Anytime it's less than 0.01, I don't make a big deal out of it. Okay, and then with the double 3, good play. You made the point on head and made another inner board point. Then the 4-1 came in. And now with the 5-4, that was a good play, making the other point. Okay. And now with the 4-1 here. So this was interesting. Let's see what the XG said.
Okay.
So here, it says that this play splitting is actually better.
I guess it's because red has loads of good rolls next time for like pointing on my head, and I guess if red doesn't roll that, then you may be able to make the 20 point next turn and prevent that happening.
Yes, that's true. Okay, yeah, so for the 4-1, I think here what you notice is you mentioned all those things correctly. The other thing is you're up by 13 pips in the race, so you want to race, right? This brings up kind of a good educational point. Is there basically 4 ways of winning a game in backgammon other than with the doubling cube. So the 4 primary ways are racing. So if you just bear off all your checkers first, that's one strategy. The second is priming. So you can prime your opponent. The third is attacking and trying to go for a closeout or a blitz. And the fourth is the opposite. It's basically maintaining contact and having a holding game. So if you are up in the race, you're going to want to race. So you're going to need to move these back checkers since you're already up by 13 and now you're going to be up by 15. So the other thing is you look at the relative board strength. So you see black has a 4-point board, red has a 2-point board. So if there's a checker on the bar against the 4-point board, there are how many dancing numbers? Do you know?
I haven't gone this deep, but
okay, so this is a good opportunity. So there are 16 rolls that don't come in against a 4-point board, right? It's easier to look at it against the 2-point board. So let's say black is on the bar against the 2-point board. What are the rolls that fail to come in?
6, 3, and 6, 3.
Correct. So that's four numbers, right? If you have a 4-point board, there's those 4 doubles, double 6, double 5, double 3, and double 2. And then there's 6, 5, 6, 3, 6, 2, 5, 3, 5, 2, and 3, 2. That's a total of 16 numbers. So that's 4 times as many as 4, right? So that's big. Anytime there's a potential hitting exchange or a blot hitting contest, the person with the stronger board is a favorite, and you're a much bigger favorite. So you don't really have to worry about being hit. Now, let's say red does not hit. Like if red rolls a 2 or a 6, red will not be able to make that point on head, and one of these blots will possibly be susceptible to being hit back or being hit by us. The other thing it will do is it gives you an opportunity to possibly make that advanced anchor or escape a back checker. So lots of things to learn here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so then there's the 4-2 made the 4 point, and the 6-3 was a good roll to come out and hit. You can hear my kids in the background. Give me just a moment. Let me have them quiet down. Adam. Okay, thank you. So with a 4-2, came in and played 8-6, like this. And then you had a 5-1. So that was the interesting one we were talking about, right? The other option was,
not hit.
Yeah, not hitting.
Currently not hit.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so not hitting is actually better by 0.005.
Correct. So that looks like this, which results in this position. Now, as I said before, when these are this close, not too much to worry about. And then the other thing you can do is do a rollout to see what's actually better. Which, let me see how fast this will do a rollout on the computer. But in the meanwhile, you do want to hit, and if you do hit, you don't want to lift. This would be an error. Now, the thing that I was saying before is, remember those different strategies. Hitting would be a blitzing strategy, right? To try to close the opponent out, whereas coming down would be more of a racing strategy. So one of the key things is look at the race right now. We're up by 30 pips, right? When you're up that far, that indicates racing is important. So that's why that's not so bad. Let's see what it says here. I'm going to interrupt this. They're still very close on the rollout. It's a partial rollout, but that's the idea. So it's not always important to get the right answer, but at least if you're able to think about it, that's helpful. So now that you saw this, next time you're up big in the race, you'll consider that, right? Did you consider making 15-9? I don't think I heard you say.
I didn't see it, but now it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I feel like the biggest errors that I make and a lot of people make are just not even seeing the alternatives. So that's one thing to be able to try to practice that, is just look at the entire board and see what are all the options. Okay. So then it was the 4-2. We got hit back. And then the 6-2 from the bar. That was right, just playing safe down here. And then the 5-4 came out and hit and played 13-9. And then with the 2-1, these two plays were close. Looks like the computer likes coming in and down better. Interesting, right? I think the advantage of this play, which looks like this and results in this position, it does leave a 2 shot, but you can see that 2-1 and 4-2 are good anyway, because they would make the 5 points. So it does duplicate, and it gives some different numbers to kind of come out. And also multiple shots at this if he fails to escape. That was a tough one. I think they're close. I think I would have made the same play as you.
Yeah, as you said, some twos are duplicated.
Yeah. Okay, and then the 6-1 was that. And the 4-1 from here, right? This was pretty straightforward, 13 to 8. And then he came down. And then we had a 6-2 to play. So this one was also close, like we were discussing. Looks like they were pretty much tied. I think we discussed the advantages, the pros and cons of those. Okay, so this one, what you did was just like this, keeping all this here. But the computer likes the 8 to 6, resulting in this play. So I think when you're looking at these, you do the first part of your roll, which was clearly bringing the first two up to the 23 point, right? And then you wanted to see if you want to have more outfield coverage or not. Now, that is important, but also you have to consider the safety. So when you make this play, when you make the play that you chose, it results in this position. So let's think about how many times is red going to hit next? What are all the rolls that red can hit with?
So 6-1, 3-4, 6-4, 6-6, 3-3 hits as well.
Right. So that's how many numbers is that? I know
I'd
it's
say,
hard. Well, 6-1 counts as 2. Yeah, go ahead.
I'd say maybe about 10, maybe 15, maybe something.
Well, the way to count it is the way you did it before. So like any non-double, like a 6-1 counts twice because it can be 6-1 or 1-6. So that's 2. And then the 4-3 and 3-4, that's 2 more for 4. And then the 6-4 or 4-6 is 2 more for 6. And then you mentioned the double 6, which counts as 1. So that's 7. And double 3 counts as another one for 8.
Okay.
So 8 out of 36 is almost a quarter of the time. The other thing to think about is, what are the rolls that are good on the other side for red? Well, red wants to make
4-1.
Right, 4-1.
Double 1.
Double 1.
So double
1, double 2, even double 4 is okay, right? Are any of those rolls the ones we mentioned that hit?
I don't think so.
Right. So that means you're giving red the opportunity to have good rolls on this side and on this side. So that's a lot of good rolls. That's what you want to be thinking about here. Always, whenever you leave a shot, think about how many times you're going to be hit, and how many good rolls that gives for the opponent, and how many good rolls there are elsewhere.
Yeah.
That was a hard one. Okay. So let's see what else I'll go put on initial. And the double 1, yeah, this was the right play. You found the right play here. This was outstanding. You want to put a second checker on the bar, so you hit with this one and shift. A lot of people don't think about the shifting play, so that's very good. I don't think I would have gotten this play when I was your age, so I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Very good. So now the 4-3. Okay, so this one was interesting too. These ones were also close. this is difficult to see. It suggested 9 to 2 hitting like this, but I don't
Yeah.
think I would have done this because it does leave a direct shot, but it puts a second checker on the bar, which makes it harder for red to anchor, and that's what you want to avoid. But at the same time, if you look, your numbers are duplicated. You see, you need 3s and 6s to cover, whereas you need 3s and 6s to come out. Although this checker out here gives a little bit of timing to allow to come out if we were able to do that. This one's a very hard one to see. And
It's
this
pretty
one,
much borderline between 9 to 2 and 13 to 9, 5 to
right,
2, 5
right.
to 2 hitting.
And you're playing.
I wonder why it doesn't like. I wonder why it doesn't like stepping up.
I think I don't know 100%, but I think the idea is right now the game plan is to prevent red from anchoring. If red makes the anchor, that's really good for red. So we want to prevent
Yeah.
that. So I think that's the idea here.
Okay. Yeah.
So anyway, we did that, and then double 5 dance, and then the 3-1 was right. You saw the urgency to need to move this up. And then the 4-1 was a great roll because you made the 4-point.
Yeah.
And then the 3-2. So here, you played 23 to 20, and then 9 to 7. Whereas the top play was 8 to 6. Do you know why the computer picked that?
I'm not completely sure, no.
So look at them on the final. So let's say you do 9 to 7 like you did here, right? First of all, now red can hit with 6-2 and 5-2. So that's 4 numbers. If you play with this one, there are 0 numbers that hit, right?
Okay.
So that's very important because right now you're up in the race. You just kind of want to win in the race. So having another checker back would be very bad. So you want to avoid that. The other thing is after this roll, yes, you have 6s and 5s to hit, but also on the other side, 6s and 5s are good because they escape. In contrast, over here, you only have 4s to hit, but 4s are not useful on this side because they're blocked. So yeah, you have to think about your upcoming rolls as well as the next rolls, as well as whether you want to play safe or not. So there's a lot to think about on these.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, good. Okay, so then there was the 3-1. And here again, it was the safety that was the priority. Here you're ahead by a lot in the race, so you just want to race. If you're able to make that 5', even if this checker comes in, they're going to be stuck behind this, and that's going to give you plenty of time to kind of come out. And that's the strategy. Right now, you're ahead in the race. You want to have a racing strategy. When you play like this, it's more of a blitzing strategy to go for a closeout, but then you're susceptible to a lot, like an immediate 6-2, or even if he comes in with a 2, then he can escape with 5s rather than 5s or 6s, rather than here it's only 6s.
Okay.
All right, and then it was the 5-4. Yeah, you had to hit. Good play. And then So this one, yeah, you came out with both, which is fine. But this other one, the 4-1, this is one of these things you kind of want to look at a little bit closely. Because remember how we said, if you're here, let's say you're here before, I can't do it, but let's say you haven't rolled here. You haven't rolled. You are 37 pips ahead in the race, right? So you just want to race. Sometimes these are very difficult to find, but if you look at it every time, you'll see a play like this, clearing the 6 point now, like that, goes like this. Now, if you want to race, you're trying to break contact. When you have this, you're going to have to worry about this 2 point for a long time. But when you're like this, you're not even going to need to make your 6 point in the near future because you're going to be able to bring these out. It does leave the immediate double 6, but in the long run, this is much better. In particular, this is a 1 point match, so it's DMP, double match point. So in 1 point matches, racing becomes more of a priority because gammons don't count. Gammon wins and gammon losses don't count. So I don't know that you saw this one, did you?
I didn't see the 6 to 5, 6 to 2, no.
It's a hard one to see, and I think when you see these kinds of things, you learn, and next time you'll be able to notice them better. The keys are you're up a lot in the race, so you just want to break contact. All right. So then what happened is we got hit, and then the 5-3 was just to come in and out. And then the 4-2 was, yes, clear the anchor. Again, you're ahead in the race. And then the 3-2, yeah, I think you did the right play, but the other play that I had mentioned was close for the reasons I mentioned. Remember that? This play? Oh, this play, actually. The one that I mentioned was bad. This play. But in any case, this was the right play. But let's look at the next one. The 2-1. Ah. So here, let's see what happens here. So you decided to make the 13 point, the midpoint, right? Oh, you got disconnected. So okay, it looks like my friend Alex has a bad connection, so I'll try to just continue the rest without him. So this one, making the 13 point was an error because if you look at the final, what happens after this is here you have bad sixes as we saw next. So sixes will be forced to be played 13-7, which you do not want to play, and you do not want to even make that point in the first place, because then you're going to have to clear it. Best was just the 8-5. So I will continue. And then the 6-5 was a bad roll because that one was forced, essentially to bring 2 down. And then the 4-3 was clear.
No, like the orientation.
That's the.
I can hear you.
Strike the camera.
Can you hear me?
Oh, good. Excellent. Sorry about it. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay,
1
no
second.
problem. The video is
we need to
not
try
working
and
right now, but
just load. Can you hear me?
yeah, that's fine. I'll just go ahead and cut this part out, no problem.
Yeah. Sorry about that. RO did
No problem.
at that point. Let's see.
Okay, there.
So we're back in. Good.
Okay.
Excellent.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No problem. I'll just pause for 1 moment and then we'll restart. Okay, so here you decided to make the 13 point like this. But it looks like that was an error. The computer's preference is to play 8-5. And I think after the next roll, we kind of realized the reason for that is because after you play like this, you always want to think about how your rolls play. So if you have a 6 next, you will be forced to play 13-7, except for a 6-1, which you can play 8-1, but that would be good anyway. With any other 6, like 6-5, you would be forced to do that. So that was a problematic roll. Had you played like this, the 6s you could use to do something different without leaving a blot there. So you want to think about that. Those are really hard to find. And
Yes.
so this is what happened next. The 6-5, you kind of had to bring 2 down. And then there was the 4-3, which you cleared nicely. And the 4-2, so this one was a small technical error. So what you chose is 8-4 and then 5-3, resulting in this position. The slightly better play was 8-4 with 3-1, resulting in this position. The reason for that is because you don't want the spares too deep. This is too deep and you don't want them stacked. After this, although there is one here, this is better having one here. So you just have to see how all the other numbers play. This is more advanced, so I don't think you should worry about this too much.
Okay.
All right, and then the 5-2 you were able to clear, very good. And the 3-2, that was correct. And then the 6-5 was, yep. Did you have a question?
All of the moves after that, all of the moves for that 4-2 are correct. So
yeah, so it was pretty much straightforward after that. Okay, so that was great. Did you have fun?
I think the main thing was just seeing how the rolls play after a move or another, I think.
Right. So
thing.
that's a great thing to learn. And it's nice on the XG, you can see what things look like and see how they play. So I think that was a good amount of time for this video on a 1-point match. I certainly enjoyed it, and you're definitely welcome to come back and we can play some more in a different video. Do you or Nick have any final comments before we conclude?
No, I don't think so. I think everything's fine.
Very good.
Oh,
Hi there. Thank you very much. Thanks very much, Alex, for having us. Alex loves playing backgammon, so thank you for it.
It's my pleasure.
Like a lesson than a match, really. So thank you very much for your input.
It's my pleasure.
And I hope that we'll young people will see that you can get good at backgammon relatively quickly with a bit of practice, and it's quite a fun strategic game where you try and predict what's going to happen with the unpredictability of the dice. You try and as best as you can, and don't get frustrated when it doesn't go your way. You won that one, didn't you, Alex?
yeah, I did.
So you beat the boss. Well done.
Well done. All right, great. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate your time. I know it's a big time difference between where you are in Turkey and where I am here in Los Angeles. So thank you again for your time. I appreciate it. It's really a pleasure to get younger people to play the game and enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. You can learn a lot from playing, and it teaches you a lot in life, I believe, because you have to learn not to get frustrated when things don't go your way, and that will help you a lot. So again, thank you for your time. We'll go ahead and conclude the video. Thank you to the viewers for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Please let me know what you think in the comments below and what you'd like to see in future videos so I can work on that. Again, my book, Backgammon Backgame Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. And if you're interested in lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is in the description. I look forward to seeing everyone in future videos. And until then, keep rolling your dice.